Okay, so something slightly different. What I want to do with this is take squat type exercises, and the idea here is sometimes when you do an exercise, and let's say the exercise maybe gets boring, which can sometimes be a physical response to you've kind of grown, how do I put it, immunity to the exercise. The exercise is no longer challenging enough, the body no longer needs to adapt to the exercise. So what I want to kind of go through here is how the kind of process of adaptation, the process of progression, how you can take a certain exercise and kind of adapt through the levels, if you like, if that makes sense. I'm sure it'll make more sense as I kind of go through the exercise options. So I'm going to take squat type movements. So if you've looked at it, or if you're familiar with the kind of pull one exercises, they're very much squat type movements, and squat type movements hit all muscle groups waist down. It's one of those kind of staple effective lower body movements. So I mean, if I was to take you through a continuum, then I can start quite simply, let's say for an unconditioned beginner, or someone that I don't know, had an injury or for whatever reason hasn't exercised for a little while, then maybe your kind of standard body weight exercise would be absolutely fine. I can make additions to this. I can be hands on hips, I can be arms out in front. What I'm ensuring here is that my hips go back and my upper body is nice and tall. So I want my hips back, I don't want my knees going in front of my toes, and likewise I don't want to be rounding my back. And sometimes arms out with body weight helps. So initially, to take that exercise a tiny bit further, I can increase the range of movement, so I can add a bit more mobility to it by ensuring I go deeper. So even with that little addition, the exercise is increased in its intensity. I've made it a little bit harder. I could take dumbbells. Goblet squats. I'm quite a fan of goblet squats. Basically taking a dumbbell, and again the right dumbbell for you, I'm taking an underhand grip. The idea is here with the goblet squat, the dumbbell, if it were to fall, which I'm not going to let it, I wouldn't advise it either, but for the purposes of this, if it's going to fall, it's close to the body and it's vertical. So it's in a safe load, if you like. So from here, toes in line, and again I'm dropping down into that deeper squat, but obviously I'm doing it with a little bit of load, and obviously picking a weight that's sort of technique always number one, but let's say make it challenging to do 12 repetitions. So that's an option. I can have two dumbbells down by my side. Makes it a little bit harder to get that level of mobility, but certainly for strength and a weighted squat and be able to switch on leg muscles, definitely does the job. I can add mobility to this. So if I come down, I can take one leg out to the sides. There's added mobility. Plus a little bit of strength, a little bit of single leg. I'm putting more weight on one leg than the other. I'm adding mobility to the equation as well. I can add extra mobility by squatting, going off to the side. More mobility involved there. I can put one in the middle, one to the side. I can bring my feet wider, that middle one, bring the feet out. I could progress it further. Could do single leg exercises. Could do single leg would progress, suspension straps, another way of using your body to get the even deeper, even bigger range of movement. But there's some kind of squat progressions. Okay, thank you very much.